Hi there and welcome to the Taylormade workshops, where I'm going to show you the fitting of my new designed exhaust kit to the 2015 R1. Fitting is pretty straightforward, and if you have a basic toolkit you will be able to do the job, and this video hopefully will give you some hints and tips to do the job smoothly and safely. First of all, I've got some light oil, some anti-seize grease. These are the bolts included in the kit. Side cutters, a tapered auger for lining up the bolts, a 10mm wrench, a 17mm wrench, a selection of sockets and a ratchet. Our first task is to remove the stock exhaust. That's going to involve removing these three trim panels, the muffler, the oxygen sensor and then the main muffler box under the engine. So first we're going to do this front trim panel, loosen the bolts. And this trim panel you just want to put to one side because we're going to remove the rubber mounts and actually put them on your new trim piece. Now the second trim panel is here. There are 3 bolts on this panel, and then you can quickly remove them. This panel we're not going to use again, so you can put this into your stash of spares. And then the third panel, this is secured with 1 bolt and then slides backwards off. Next we've got the muffler. We'll loosen the clamp first and then the mounting bolt up here. Just support it so it doesn't drop off and slide it away and put safely to one side. Next we're going to remove the muffler mounting bracket. Loosen that. This smaller socket. Remove this, put into your stash of spare parts. Next up is removing these cables from the exhaust valve. I've got a 10mm wrench. I'm going to loosen the nuts on both of them and then squeeze off the lower one. Remove that, and then the upper one. Get the cable out, and you may have noticed this little piece of string that I had. So for now I'm just going to tie these up and out of the way. Now just release the Zeus for the rear of the bodywork. That's just to get it out of the way. And 17mm wrench, and unscrew the oxygen sensor, which we're going to put back into your new exhaust. Unravel it, place it safely out of the way. Now we're ready to remove the muffler box itself. There are 2 mountings on this side. One is behind the bodywork, buried down in there. There's a second one here, and of course there is the clamp. On the other side you want to repeat removing the oxygen sensor. There's 1 mounting bolt just by the kickstand, and of course release the nut. I'm going to go in here and release this bolt. Here it comes. For this mounting bolt we want to actually remove the whole rubber mount, which is secured with these 2 Allen-headed bolts. The top one is easy to access, and then for the lower one I just depress the brake lever. And finally we're going to release the clamp on the header. And on the other side you want to do the same thing. Release the clamp on the header, remove the oxygen sensor and remove the mounting bolt above the footrest for the muffler. So I've taken the trim panel off the other side, and I've loosened the clamp, removed the oxygen sensor and removed this bolt from the mounting of the muffler box above the kickstand, and you want to hang on to this bolt because we're going to reuse it. So we just grab the muffler Actually, get the tools out of the way, and then we can take it off. And it's quite a weight, as you can see, and you'll appreciate the lightweight nature of the Taylormade replacement. Before putting on the new muffler, we've got a bit of preparation work to do. So take the panel that you took off and remove these little rubber tabs there, and also the spacer and the rubber washer, both of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these into the new carbon pieces. So here are the tabs, and you'll see that one side of it has a ridge, and the ridge goes to the inside. So we just pop that over, and the second one, the ridge to the inside, pop that over, and we've got the rubber grommet. They're nice soft silicone rubber, so they're quite easy to fit in. Put those in there. Just make sure that they're seated. I like to just twist them round, and then the spacers go in with the top hat on the inside, so you push them in from the inside. This is the right hand panel, and you just want to do exactly the same with the left hand panel. And the next bit of preparation work we need to do is to remove this central muffler mounting bracket buried in the center of the chassis. So we'll just use the same bolts to mount the carbon bracket for your new exhaust. So there's the carbon bracket, same bolts. I like to tighten them up a bit at a time so that they tighten equally, and then just go back one more time to check the torque, and just want to be firm. There we go. Actually, I've gone back twice, so now that's set. We're now over on the left hand side, and we're going to mount the bracket that I'm very proud of. As you can see, it's all carbon fiber, and it's secured by just the one bolt, and it goes over the stock mounting for the muffler. This is the stock bolt that you have saved, and the washer and the nylock that's supplied in your kit. So we'll just put that in there. Just tighten this one right down firmly, and as you can see, even though it's just held by the one bolt, the shape of the bracket prevents it from rotating, and that's actually the very good use of composites. Now we're at the assembly stage. So first thing, we're going to put the carbon strap over the muffler, and it's very important to note that the strap is handed. This is the left hand side, and it has a very rounded top compared to the more squared off right hand side. So I've got the muffler here. This is the left hand side, exits on the right. So we will just slip the strap over the muffler, and it does stretch quite easily, so just take it gently up to the end. So there's the strap on the muffler, and the other bit of preparation is we're just going to squirt a little bit of light oil on the slip joint and this is just going to make the assembly a little bit easier. So there we've got some more. Offer the muffler up to the headers and slide them on. And you just want to push this all the way down. Now we're going to put the oxygen sensor into your new exhaust, and I would strongly recommend that you use a little dab of anti-seize on the threads, just the smallest of dabs like that. And then what we want to do, we've straightened out the cable, and then we're going to rotate it 6 times. So that's half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, in the opposite direction to doing it up. Then we'll put it in, and as it screws in, the cable will straighten itself. Okay. Nip it up, and then replace the Zeus fastener with the bodywork. And then you want to do this for the other side as well. Now we're going to slide the strap behind the mounting tab, and we need to do this on both sides at the same time. Pry the strap forwards equally on both sides, working from one side to the other. And then, well, I have this tapered auger to put through, so I can just line up the bolt. And then a washer and the nut on the other side. Tighten it up. There we go. And repeat on the other side. Now we have the muffler securely seated. We want to tighten up the clamps. Once again, repeat on the left. Now we come to fit the trim up to the right hand side. So the first thing is to mount these tabs into the matching sockets in the stock bodywork, and then there are altogether 5 mounting points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 down here at the back. So first of all, we slip this inside. There's the tab, and up into there. These are the stock mounting bolts. Get that one finger tight. I would suggest that you just get the mounting bolts finger tight to begin with, and then once everything is aligned, you can go around and tighten them up. Now we're going to come down to the back, and this little button head is included in your kit. So we'll mount this one at the back. You can see the alignment right over from the back. And then there's this bracket in here. Another little button head that's included in your kit. This bracket can sometimes get out of place. Here it's lining up, but if it doesn't line up, you can just twist it from the back. It's just mounted by the single rivet, and of course I can use my tapered auger to help to line it up. So you might need to tweak it just a little bit, and be careful not to cross it. And then the final bolt is this one up here, where the muffler mounted. This is the stock bolt which we're going to reuse. So get that one in there. A washer and nut provided in the kit. Go behind here. Okay, so we've got it on, and you do want to check for clearance around the edge of the trim piece. It must not be touching the muffler. It's going to be a tight fit, that's what it's designed to be, but it must not actually physically touch the edge of the muffler. If it does touch the muffler, then you can always pull the muffler back slightly in its mounting. Finally, tighten all of the 5 mounting bolts. Number 5. Good. Now we're going to go over to the other side of the bike, fit the left-hand trim piece. Over here on the left-hand side, the first thing we're going to do is actually remove this mounting bolt, because this is actually one of the mountings for the trim. Take this one off, and then the trim piece itself mounts in a similar way of pushing the tabs in behind the stock bodywork. These are the stock mounting bolts. Just, get these front ones in finger tight. Come to the back and replace this bolt. It's a bit tight in here. Let's get the chain out of the way. Just got that one finger tight, and then at the back is a button head bolt supplied in your kit, and that's going to bolt into the back of the muffler. We'll just get that one. So once again, they're just all finger tight to start with, but everything's on. So now I'm going to go back and give them a final torquing down. There we go. I must say, I do think it does finish off the back of the bike very nicely. Well, there we go. We've got it all fitted, and we've been over a second time just to make sure all the bolts are tightened. So the last thing to do is fire it up. Let's see what it sounds like.